What's up, everybody? Tendo here, and with me, I've got Hannah Moore from Power Ranger. And today, we've got another Bins episode. That's right, we've done 3 Goodwill Bins in a row. Now, if you like these Goodwill Bins episodes, definitely leave us a comment below and let us know. If you don't like them, I guess you can let us know that too. But if you don't like them, you're in luck, because tomorrow's episode will be back to regular Goodwills, regular thrift stores. But I'm very excited to show you guys this Goodwill Bins because it's another different one. All the bins we've been to this week on this cross-country thrift that we've done, they've been wildly different from one another, and today is no exception. So check this out.
Is anybody out there ready for some more Goodwill Bins? I sure know I am. But this will be our last Goodwill Bins stop for a little while on the channel. Not forever, there's definitely a lot more of them to go to. But this is the last one we went to on our trip, and it will be a little bit before we get back on the road and go to some more Goodwill Bins. So definitely get your Goodwill Bins fixed now. And I want you to look at this Goodwill Bins. It is so different from anyone I've ever been to. You've got this giant storefront with all these entrances on it. There's an entrance to their job center, a computer store, a donation center, and it goes on down the building. But I'm going to start with the computer store before we go over to the actual bin side, because I have a sneaking suspicion that this is where the video games are going to be. And look, I'm right. And there's a lot to unpack here. The fact that the video games are over here in this set-aside section from the regular bins means that I'm not likely to find many video games in the actual bins, which, if you understand what that means, then you already know that means I'm about to spend more money at this bins than I would normally spend at a bins, because when you find video games in the bins, they're super cheap. They're either a quarter or 50 cents, or sometimes you just pay for them by weight. But I have a sneaking suspicion that the games on this rack are all individually priced. And I know that because Goodwills everywhere are trying to maximize their profits. You can see it anywhere you go, and I can especially see that in my home Goodwills. There's been some very recent changes where they've actually started selling stuff on their Goodwill eBay site, which, you know, I don't really mess with that site any, but if you want to go Google it, there is a site where Goodwill sells stuff pretty much eBay style. And I've heard of people getting good deals there. So our local Goodwills are really putting stuff on that site and really trying to sell the good stuff. So the really good video games usually end up on that site, not even going in the store, which is bad news for collectors and YouTubers like myself. But that's not happening all over the place, because obviously this store is not putting stuff on eBay. They're individually pricing it and putting it in their computer store. So that really makes me question, like, how does Goodwill structure itself? Because it really seems to me like it's regional. Every region is just kind of in charge of itself, and they can do whatever they want to maximize profits. So if one higher-up person wants to sell stuff on eBay, great. If one higher-up person wants to make a whole separate store just to sell certain things and maximize profits that way, great. I just don't see a lot of sameness when I go from region to region and shop at Goodwills. They definitely all are just trying different things. And honestly, that makes it interesting for me. I like going to these new bins. I like going to Goodwills in new states that I haven't been to and just trying to figure out what's going on. And what's going on here is they've got a computer room, and it's got video games in it. So let's dig through some of these. I've already seen a couple things I'm going to buy, but there's nothing really great here. There's probably the best thing was a couple in-box Sega games and some loose Sega, loose Super Nintendo N64 games kind of laying around. But honestly, most of that stuff was stuff I already had, so I didn't end up buying anything super retro. But I am going to buy a handful of these games that are marked cheaper. Like, most of these sports titles are marked $1 or $1.50. I'm not mad about that. I'll leave with the ones I don't already have. I also thought it was really interesting how they had all those loose discs above these complete games, and dropping the PlayStation 1 Tall Boys. Maybe I should have bought that and found a Tall Boy case for it, but I thought it was really interesting they had all those loose discs up there as well. I have a lot of game cases that are empty and missing their discs, and so I flipped through all those discs to make sure there wasn't anything there that I needed to complete one, but there was not. Now let's go take a look at the bins portion of this store, and I want you to take a look at how massive this place is. It's just about as big as the bins in Phoenix, where I regularly shop. And also, interestingly here, look at these seating areas. They have a place where you can come sit down and look through your stuff. That's the first time I've ever seen that in a bins. Usually the attitude in the bins back home is they want you to get in, get your stuff, and get out, and not overcrowd the place. So I find it really interesting that they have a place where you can sit down here. I wish more of these bins had that, because what happens is they open up a new side of the room and you rush in and you grab all the stuff out of the bins you want, and usually you grab a little bit too much because you want to look at things and then throw back what you don't want. That's the strategy that almost everyone that shops at these places regularly uses, and sometimes it would just be very nice to be able to sit down somewhere comfortable and do that. So kudos to this place for having a seating area, even though it was a little bit of a wreck. I'm sure those are just piles of clothes. People have just kind of like marked their territory and left their clothes here. That's the stuff they're buying. Don't sit in my seat. I don't know, but it's pretty awesome. Now let's take a look through the media bins first. There's everything in here: VHS, records, DVDs, CDs, and I took a look through all of them semi-thoroughly. It is a lot of physical work to just flip every single bin, drag all of it to one side, and then look through every item as you go. That's a lot of hard work. Sometimes I do it whenever I find a couple games in one bin and I think, it's very likely that someone threw a whole stack in here. I need to flip this bin. That's what we call it. And usually when I do that, I get Hannah to help me. Or when she finds some clothing in a bin that's really good and she thinks there might be more there, we go flip that bin. We stand on either side of the bin and we just start tossing stuff in one direction so that we can literally touch every single item that's in a bin. We don't do that a ton, just when it really calls for it. As I feared, there were not very many video games here in these bins because they nabbed them and put them all in the computer room. But I did find some empty cases for stuff, some replacement cases, and I found some Hot Wheel tracks. And if you're wondering why I bought these Hot Wheel tracks, well, you haven't watched very much of my channel. Go back a little ways. We make some Hot Wheel track videos and they're a good time. I found some Hollywood Video empty cases, and if you're wondering why I'm buying those, you also have not watched enough of my channel. I have an obsession with collecting these. So I'm going to buy these even though they're empty. Hey, this one has its manual. What you got?
Just a little stack. I literally just took a lap through this whole thing, and it's just so much to look at. I can't focus yet.
It's a big store.
I want you to take a look at the coolest thing I found today. It's a film photograph of a cow. Random. But I did find a couple loose discs here. These are probably the only actual video games I found in the bin. I found a bunch of loose cases, and I found Call of Duty. Very nice.
Look at this.
How to eat. Hold on.
Beat.
How to beat the midwinter blues.
Cruising the canyon.
That sweater right there that Hannah found and that cow picture that I found is probably going to be tied for the award for the weirdest things that we found today. But probably the coolest thing I found was this manual for Pokemon Snap. I don't know if any of you watching are my age specifically. I just turned 30, but being a 30-year-old man now makes me the perfect age for when this game was new. I have just such nostalgic memories for taking pictures with my Pokemon Snap game and running to Blockbuster and printing them out in the Pokemon Snap kiosk. So I'm very happy to find this and add this to my collection. I kept just finding completely random stuff in these bins. Here's a copy of Ghost Recon, I guess just for Apple computers. Weird. But also, it's kind of hard to tell, but a lot of these VHS in this bin are glued together. I don't know why. I don't know if they just got fused together in the heat somewhere or if somebody actually glued them.
When I first walked in here, there were these two girls standing here who were obvious resellers, and they were digging through their like mountainous cart, and they're throwing back so much good stuff. So I've been here for like 30 minutes just picking up their throwaways, and are pretty amazing. I'm so excited.
It's a lot of stuff.
So much stuff.
We're in trouble. We're in a lot of trouble. We're in trouble because we're leaving with a cart full. And anytime you leave with a cart full, it can get pretty expensive because these places charge $1 or $2 per pound, and we're about to pay for it a little bit. But that's okay because most of the stuff we're about to leave with, we're actually going to resell. And honestly, there's a couple items in there that singularly will recoup what we spent. So we're not afraid to spend the money for this stuff at all, especially these tracksuits that Hannah's so excited about. Hannah gets really excited for tracksuits. And I'm not going to lie, I do too. I'm just mad that they don't fit me because I'm the size of a blimp. I'm not going to fit into a tracksuit from the 70s. It's just not a real thing. But here's some bins that are fresh out of the back. They were just brought out, so you can see everyone here clamoring to dig through them and get to some of this stuff first. But Really, it was just a bunch of plushies and some random stuff that I wasn't terribly interested in, so I'm going to keep meandering around and looking for video games.
So am I to understand that 90% of that is all from this bin? That means that either this is the best Goodwill bins ever, or that you just got really lucky when you walked in here.
I mean, if it's the second one, yeah, that's ideal for shopping, but I don't know. So far, it's been really good.
And I want you to look at this. I'm not completely useless. I found a vintage Garfield shirt, and Hannah is into this kind of thing, so I'm going to take it to her and make sure she didn't see it. Sometimes she'll buy stuff like this if it's just right. Sometimes she won't. I know just enough about these kinds of things to know when something's vintage, etc. So I took it to her. She liked it. That means I did good. But I ended up, right before we left, going back over to the computer store and checking out these damaged Nintendo DS's. And one of them actually just had a loose wire, so I could kind of squeeze it and it would come back to life. And the other one was just, the screen was just messed up. It was just like shattered. But I'm going to buy the two DSIs that are kind of in poor condition. I'm going to take them home and fix them up, and I'm only going to pay $6 for them now, so I'm very happy about that. So let's take this big old basket full of goodies back home to the game room, and we'll go through everything that we got. We'll discuss it all a little bit, and we'll check out some of these games that I bought just a little bit closer. What'd you think?
That was wild. Super good.
All right, guys, we are back, and I have to tell you before we begin that the roles have reversed. Normally, I buy big stacks of games, and Hannah comes home with like 2 or 3 shirts, but I have brought shame to my dojo. I brought home like a half stack of games, a bag full of nonsense, and that's it. And Hannah's over here with like a mountain of clothing. I guess let's go through your stuff first. Just run through it real quick. Tell us what it is. We'll talk about why we buy these clothes, and then we'll move on to my video games.
I have never been more excited about a stack of clothes in my life.
Oh, you know what? This was the Goodwill that you got all of it like out of one bin.
One bin.
This is a Goodwill Bins episode. Normally, we're just digging through bin after bin after bin after bin. We had to leave after the first bin. Now, this could have all just been good luck, and we just picked the right spot, and she walked to the right bin, or we could have just missed out on the score of a lifetime because we didn't dig through the other bins. But we were driving cross country when we did this. We had daylight that we had to chase down so we could drive during the daylight as long as possible, because both of us are wusses that suck at driving at night. But this was crazy. This is all but maybe one item out of one bin. Show it to us.
Alrighty. So I'm pretty sure it's right. Like, I walked in and there were these 2 girls standing there going through their giant cart of stuff and throwing things back. So I think I just picked up all of their leftovers.
And they didn't know how good their leftovers were.
It's so good. We're just going to fly through it. Tigger sweatshirt.
We sell everything we buy that has Winnie the Pooh stuff on it. If you're interested in vintage clothing, we've got some links below. You can go check that stuff out. What else did we get?
Pair of shorts.
Nice.
Some, like, 90s shorts. I don't even remember half of this stuff. So much. Cute little t-shirt.
Paradise.
It's funny. Oh,
Sometimes she buys stuff and I'm like, why are you buying that? And then someone pays us like $40 for it the next day and I'm like, well, I guess I should shut up.
This is probably my favorite piece. I found a couple of these before and they're just funny.
I did not see this. Is this a baseball jersey?
No, it's a romper.
Excuse me?
It's like a 90.
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
People
But
go nuts over this stuff.
it's Mickey Mouse. It's got little Mickey Mouse buttons on it too. They're so cute. Okay. 90s denim dress with the tags on it.
It's always funny to find something from the 90s that still has the tags on it. How did that end up there? Whose mom bought that in the 90s and was like, oh, I'll just keep this in my closet until 2019, and then I'll donate it to Goodwill.
Plaid skirt. I don't know why I like this much, but I really like it. It's hard to read.
How to beat the midwinter blues. Cruising the canyon. Hold on, show that to them again. Look at this font. It's very easy to skip these blue things, but don't, because these letters are important. Because without these letters, it says, how to eat the id, enter, lose. That's how my brain read it the first time. All right, keep moving.
Weird, but I liked it. Ooh, these are pretty.
Those are beautiful.
Little floral shorts. green pockets.
How old are they?
Probably 80s.
Okay.
Some hot pants.
Okay.
Little 70s polyester
Look,
shorts.
those were not even big enough to be a bandana on my head.
An 80s swimsuit. This looks like nothing right now.
It's just a tangled mess.
Basic.
Hold on, where did the boobies go? Okay, I see.
Here.
You got. No. Okay. So don't do that on YouTube.
This was interesting. This is like a little 80s shirt with a hood.
Oh, that's fresh off an episode of Power Rangers.
Oh, I was thinking Fresh Prince.
I mean that too. I mean that's cool. I wish that fit me.
Pretty dope. Ooh, Dallas came up to me and showed me this, and I was like, yes, please.
Oh yeah, I did good. I found something. What does it say? I shop at fine stores everywhere. Okay.
Goodwill.
Yeah. we shop at very fine stores.
This looked like, I thought this was a modern dress, but it's not. It's vintage.
Oh, nice.
It's really pretty.
It's very loud.
It's bold. I like it.
Oh, listen. There's some things that when we find them, we know we're going to sell them. And this is one of those for sure.
This is, when we got home, I was like, I need to post those. I want to post them. But I had to wait.
Okay, wait, this looks simple enough, right? Like, your mom definitely wore one of these in the 80s. I know. You remember. But there's extra magic when the pants comes with it. Matching. It's a tracksuit! Whatever, we find these jackets all the time, and I probably sell one of these a day for 30, 40 bucks. That's no problem. But when we find the pants, we can almost double that. I love finding those full tracksuits. And look, we've got another one!
We got two!
Oh, man. This was one of the best trips to a Bins ever. Look,
we-
you gotta hold it up. This does nothing. Okay.
Can we live in Little Rock? I liked it.
Yeah, we definitely have to go back to that one sometime. And you know what? We've always marveled at how big the Bins in Phoenix is. It's quite large. It's one of the largest I've been to, but this one, give it a run for its money. It was quite large.
This was kid size, so I almost didn't get it, but I could not get it.
Ooh, I didn't even see this one. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's beautiful. And it's old.
Super old.
Wow.
It's stunning. It's so soft.
That's probably from when the movie came out. It is.
So
Well,
soft.
I can't feel it through my beard hair. I don't know what I was thinking.
Ugly sweater.
That's a very ugly sweater. Why did you buy this?
I thought it was pretty.
Are you like just gonna actually wear it?
No.
Croquet. All right, keep moving.
Another denim dress with the tags on it. So, the 90s are back.
Thanks, Mom, who bought these dresses in 1982, decided to keep them in their closet all the way until 2019, and then donates them to Goodwill. What would we do without you?
This is cool. Stripe.
Also from an episode of Power Rangers. What are these? Whoa, those are tiny. Wait, these are like...
Tiny Western Lee jeans.
Wow, those are very tiny.
Super pretty. And more Western shorts.
You-
Boom.
are they high-waisted?
Yeah.
Yeah, these high-waisted jeans, whether they're shorts or not, they're really in right now as well, so we sell a ton of those. Now let's get into my madness. Let's do miscellaneous first. These were the games, well, these were the game cases I found in the bins. Now, last episode that we went to a bins, it was really neat because it was attached to a regular Goodwill. Well, this bins was not attached to the regular Goodwill, but it was attached to a Goodwill electronics store. And this is only the second time I've seen that. And it's been such a long time ago, I can't even remember where that other electronics store that I saw was. But I was able to get a few things in the bins, but I got most of the stuff at the little electronics store there at the bins. They put all the video games in there, so there's pretty much not intended to ever be video games in the regular bins, which is kind of sad for me. But at the same time, I don't have to dig a lot. I just walk into the electronics store, boom, there they are. But I got 2 empty cases, no games in them. They both had their manuals, which was good. But I bought them anyways because they are these Hollywood video cases that I've droned on and on and on and on about in my videos. I actually am collecting these Hollywood video cases, these rental cases, to all go on a shelf one of these days in my game room with a little Hollywood video sign. It's just a thing I'm working on. I also got a gaming manual for Pokemon Snap. I forgot about this. This might be find of the day. It's legit got like strategy guides and explanations for stuff and actual photos. Like, look at this Snap Pikachu. He's ugly. How did you make Pikachu ugly? I'm very excited about this. I do not have a copy of Pokemon Snap, but I need to find one. And then I got an empty DVD case. I don't know why I bought this. It is technically a red Wii case, so I can't use it for a replacement for that. But this came boxed in with a set of Super Mario All-Stars on the Wii. And I've got it. I've got it complete. So I don't, even though it doesn't have its disc, even if it did, I don't need another one. But it is just a spare red Wii case. So cool. Whatever. Next, I got a little camera phone tripod. I've got a dozen of these. I don't know why I bought another one, but I did. And then I found a couple loose discs while we were there. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I think I've actually got a case for that. And then NBA Live 10. I just found them laying in a bin. Now let's go through my video games, and I got something I'll save for last after these. But a PlayStation 1 game, Game Day. It's also a greatest hits. Never mad to pick up a PlayStation 1 game at a Goodwill. The rest of these games aren't particularly great, but they were all $1, so that's awesome. Pinball Hall of Fame, PlayStation 2. Backyard Baseball 09, sweet. TT Superbikes. High Roller Casino. And then Hard Rock Casino. I got not one, but 2 casino games. So that's not bad. At least I didn't leave with anything, but here's the real kicker. Not one, but 2 DSIs. One of them is working great, and one of them needs a repair, but they both hold the charge great. And I've already repaired a couple of DSIs here in my shop and gotten good trading credit for them. So I'm going to do the same with these. Actually, I already have the pink one, so I'll be fixing this one, getting rid of it. And then the blue one I'll keep for my collection, because I'm trying to get one of each color and build a whole one of these shelves into a display of nothing but Game Boys and Nintendo DS's. I'm very happy with all the stuff we bought. I mean, 2 DS's, you never go wrong with that. But all those clothes that we got, we're just going to sell those and go do more thrifting. So it's a win-win for everybody. Let's talk about our favorite things that we got real quick. What was your favorite thing you got? That's hard.
Oh, that's so hard.
It's got to be the tracksuits.
The tracksuits are awesome.
Both of those tracksuits were awesome. You know what? I guess I'm most excited about these. I don't know. Finding a greatest hits PlayStation 1 game. I want that full greatest hits collection for PlayStation 1. So even though this is a sports game, I'm probably most happy about this. And I'm really happy about these just for the sake of trading credit. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's talk about something else real quick. Our Discord. You want to go join it because we talk about video games and thrifting and that manner of thing nonstop over there. If you're not getting the right amount of thrifting crammed into your bloodstream from these videos, you need to go over to our Discord and join it, and then you can really get your fix. I'm talking like we're drug addicts now. I don't know where this is coming from, but go join it, guys. Links below. Also, before you go, guys, run over to our Twitch page and hit that follow button because we're over there streaming. We're over there streaming video games. We've just had our first streams. It's a good time over there, guys. We're over there playing games while talking about thrifting, while talking about collecting, and all the other stuff you guys want to talk about. So hit the follow button on Twitch. You can come and chat with us over there as well. And before you go, guys, here on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We need more subs! We're on our way to 1,000 subs, guys, and the faster you can help us get there, the better. Because once we get to 1,000, we unlock a whole other set of user tools from YouTube, and we get to do even cooler stuff. So let's get there together. And before you go, guys, hit that bell notification so that when we post these videos in the future, you'll get a notification then and you can come and hang out with us. And until then, guys, peace out.